Hey everybody, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. We're over here though. We are doing a Sweatsuit Invitational here. Pack one, pick one. Available now. What are we doing here? Malevolent Hermit is great and in a good color. I think that's a worthy first pick. I'm also liking the Ecstatic Awakener. The Strom Kirk Blood Thief is fine. Tends to get big and big and big. And then we've got the Diregraph Horde, of course, little Gravy Tea's baby brother. But I think we start with the rare here. I think it's good enough. You like the Horde better? I like that this is 2 cards. You know, for only 3 mana, it becomes a 2/2 flyer that it's really becomes a 2/2 flyer. It's just it's really a 2-for-1 counterspell. This is kind of a 2-for-1 too, though, in terms of value, but this is only 2. I'm going to take the rare. It's not head and shoulders above the other good cards in this pack, though. And what do we like here? Dreadhound, probably just the standout card in this pack, but am I just gravitating towards black-blue again? You know, I mean, but this is how you do, because, I mean, we got a obviously powerful rare, and now I do think the best card here is the Dreadhound. So I'm just checking in with myself to make sure I'm not just blindly chasing the known top color pair. But what I think we do is we take it because it's the best card, and then be prepared to see that these colors aren't open and switch. But I'm not going to not take the best card. If the table will give it to me, I'll take blue-black. And if we don't have to play these 2 cards. You know, if you're following the Cato plan, top end is only your 3rd highest priority. But in a sense, you could also put the Dreadhound under the efficient camp, even as a 6-drop. For a 6-drop, it's pretty efficient. It efficiently wins you the game. So Gale Drifter is the best card that fits our start. But now let's see if there's something else we should take instead. Cathar Commando has risen for me. I like white as a color, and there's a lot of stuff that's quite real about what this card does. Ritual of Hope is a really, I think, I've not really played with or against it, but this seems fine in the go wide, make tokens option. And Siriana would take the Commando. To me, it's Commander or Gale Drifter, but only the Gale Drifter because we were already here. If this was a white card and a white card and a black card, I would take the Commando. But I think I'm willing to take the Gale Drifter because, again, it also feeds into the Hermit, and it does match colors, and that's not nothing. And a little bit paid off here, because we actually have a choice. We're trying to figure out whether we're going Hobbling Zombie or Startle. Again, nothing outside of the blue-black color pair is really worth considering, straying from trying to carve out these colors. There's an argument for Startle, because then we could be more willing to cut the Dreadhound and head towards a blue X deck if black doesn't stay open. But I think Zombie is the better card. Rise of the Ants is interesting, calling out is like, is this just the best card here? I think with what we've got in our pile, I don't consider the Ants. I'm on Startle versus Zombie. Not with the start we have. I think I'm going to take Zombie. Even though Rise of the Ants is fine, and even though a 3rd blue card might be better than those pairs. See, this is fine. I think we're just headed on a nice pack. Yeah. I'm not sure Hobbling Zombie was correct. It may have been the Startle. And then we could take the Abomination and really just be hard cutting this blue and could potentially end up in blue-white again. But this is fine. But I think, yeah, we'd probably be better off 4 blue cards, 1 expendable black card. We've kind of married blue-black a bit with the zombie pick, and I wish I had taken the startle. It just gives us a little more flexibility for not that much of a power level cost, even if we think that the zombie is better. Here's another hobbling zombie, which I like better than first. Flip the switch or considering splashing this rebirth. We're just going to try and take this lane if the table's cool with it. I kind of feel like this is surprisingly open, although we don't know what has been passed. I mean, that's the thing with this color pair. We might be the 3rd blue-black drafter at this pod, and we don't even quite realize it because the card depth is so much that even though good blue and black cards were taken out of these packs, there's still stuff left that convinces me that we should be there because of where we started. So that's the question, you know, and some of you know the answer. You can get the info from the other drafters if you want to go watch their streams. Larder Zombie proved its worth to me earlier today. And this is actually going to be a better deck for it if we find more ways to make the zombie tokens. In the late game, this started to effectively draw us cards because we were milling away lands, and occasionally, I don't know if we ever did, but we had the possibility of milling away graveyard value. Rotten Reunion seems fine in best of 3. Consider is a little more generically playable. Blood Pact, not how I want to be gaining card advantage in black and blue especially. So I think it's Reunion for the board, or Consider as a generic playable. I'd rather have a strong board card in a crowd like this, so I'm going to take the Reunion. If I had to main it, I might consider that. But we'll take the Reunion and hope to start it in the board. It's an outstanding card if your opponent is really heavily messing with their graveyard. Whereas Consider is just a playable. It's a blue-black is overdrafted. You're going to take and play your Considers because sometimes you're short on quality and you'd rather just run that Consider and get to your quality cards faster. Hating Plummet is also an interesting suggestion, but Consider, because our color pairs tend to be contested, and, you know, we had some good black, but then it kind of dried up. So we may be in a spot where we don't have the playables we want because we're really fighting for these colors. So let's take something that would be really good in that spot. Consider in a desperation, oh no, we're fighting is pretty nice. Candle Grove Witch, or even Channeler, we could, if nobody wants the red, we could also set up backup plan. I'm going to set up backup plan into red because it actually goes with blue, and it's the one most likely to just be completely wide open, right? That's true. The Witch was pretty late as well. I just took the Channeler because I figured it would, even though the Witch is a bit of a signal-y card as well, red, we just know if we're abandoning black, it's not a good scene, and I'd rather take the color that's most likely going to get us to playables quick if we had to abandon the black. But we're getting these kind of weak filler cards that we could play if we need to. I'm going to cut it for now, though. Hope we don't have to play it. But yeah, Stolen Vitality is kind of crappy, like whatever. At least we have a little store of red if things get rough here. Because the black obviously completely dried up. Kind of makes me wish one of these Hobbling Zombies was again the startle, and then we would have real avenues to getting out of black and just being blue something else. Although, you know, here, given that we're fighting for it, I'm almost on zombie here. Although revenge might be better. It's like revenge or zombie, but getting the black while we can makes some sense, figuring that if we leave blue in the pack, even if there's other blue drafters, we might wheel the Gale Drifter or the Larder zombie out of this pack if we take the black card, since blue is more open than black. But I do think revenge is better. And that's fair, Hat. If there's a chance we're walking away from it still, I should just take the blue card. That's fair. But that's what's pulling me, right? The best blue card, or really actually trying to finalize our stand in black by taking some black early. Thanks, Zach. I'm gonna take the blue card. Guaranteed play. And then look, we have something to consider, like a Teferi. What does this even do? Are we taking Teferi and moving into white? Choose up to one target artifact of one target creature up to one target land. Untap the chosen permanents you control. Tap. So it kind of it controls it protects itself a little bit. Top 3 cards. Okay, so it draws a couple, or draws a card for, yeah. All right, so maybe just well, we could literally just move into blue white. And but yeah, cut purse is pretty good in the format, since you can send in suicide zombies, right? Tough pick. That Corpse Cobble is totally defensible for this type of deck as well. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm torn. All these are interesting. I think I'll take the cut purse. Here's a flip we can grab. Don't really like the interloper even in this type of deck. It just plays one way. Pivot to frog. I'm not gonna pivot to frog either. Well, a lot of blue pairings being offered up here. But now I'm kind of stubborn. I feel like, especially taking the cut purse, we're kind of we've made our stand. Now we see what else the table might give us here. And 13, if we get to like 16, 17 good playables, we should be able to close out a fine deck in the third pack. So even if we're fighting hard for these colors, we don't need too many more playables before we're fine. We could let go of the black, but it would take quite the pass here. If I'm not going to do it for Teferi, what am I doing it for? Gale Drifter seems like the pick. I'm a little worried about lack of 2s, and technically we could take Locked. You know, we could also take, maybe it is time for Crawl. Gale Drifter I do like as a 2-for-1. You like the Vivisection? It's true. It's not exact. I would still just rather have Organ Hoarders, but I'm not locked as like, that's why I'm mentioning it as a 2-drop, but I think the interesting trio is Gale Drifter, Crawl, and Vivisection. But I like the Crawl idea. Crawl has been very good, to the point that I almost want 2 of them. We might have a pack 3 pick 1 Hoarders, you never know. Wave or a Zombie. We're going to take Zombie. We were going to be blue-white, but interesting. White is quite open here. So if we had, if we'd been tempted by the Teferi, or maybe not taking the Hobbling Zombie and had an extra startle, we'd probably be blue-white right now, I think. But I'm feeling good now for pack 2. for mid, well, it technically, like, in terms of pick quality, it's kind of late pack 2, honestly, right now. You kind of get lucky. You expect a pick or two from here, and then you just get lucky if there's any picks after that. Silver Bolt or another flip. We're pretty thick at 3. We could make a case for the Silver Bolt slotting in better, but in effect it is another 3 once you get it on board. And yeah, no, it's good main, and it's especially good against certain cards. I mean, the sad thing about Bolt being, quote, good against werewolves is that you shouldn't need too much help to be good against werewolves. But it's fine as removal in a pod that is prizing it and not making it easy to come by. So we'll take it. Play with fire still here. Red is obviously open. Not that this is amazing, but I'm also coming around on play the fires. This is more amazing. We'll take another Siege Zombie. Oh, Vengeful Strangler, though, is an option. I think Siege Zombie might just be better. If you can get this dead, it's pretty good, though. We don't have that many reliable ways to get it dead. And this blocks and has an extra point of toughness. I think it's actually pretty close, and this can close out games. I hear you, Siriana. I think it's very close. Yeah, they do have to block it. It's true. I'll give it another try. I think Siege Zombie might be better, but I kind of want to experiment with the uncommon a little more, so I'll take it. I think that was pretty close, though. We'll take Secrets because I don't think we're banking into anything else, although we could hate draft at this point and just be like, I'm going to make the white deck not insane. Yeah, if one of them had not been a 2-drop, the choice would have been easy. But I acknowledge it might have been a mistake to take the Strangler over zombie number 2. But I'm still learning. And indeed, we left some blue in the pack and got a couple of options back. Are we just on another Larder zombie? I don't know how if we want to. I think if we can pick up more decay support for the Larder zombie, we'll be happy with that. And the tome is just kind of weird. I can't tell if this is any good. It just feels too clunky, and I don't get enough choice. If I got to choose which side I was using at any given time, I think I'm just going to take the zombie. And now we're just looking to cut things that are tough. I think we'll cutting 2-drops from other decks is always good. Yeah, we've already got 3 things now that want creatures to tap. So we're at 18-ish playables. I'm not loving all these playables, but, you know. Key. We'll just, again, we're going to, if somebody is just cleaning up in the red lane, let's cut this from them. Blood Pact could be the kind of thing we run because we're filling out a deck. You know, that's what I mean. We're in a good color pair, but a high competition one. So our low end is going to be rough, I think. There's always that chance we get him. Last 2 damage. Yeah, we do need more 2-drops, but also we can see that... Ooh, hello. You even said we were going to get her. I just didn't listen. Can't really splash that, unfortunately. So I probably just want to take Eaten Alive so we can kill it when it shows up. That's better than Geist, Wave, Consider, and Crawl. Yipes! Well, when we see white-black, we know we're up against a pretty open deck. Or at least it's probably going to be heavy white, light black, but yikes. That thing is killable before it gets going. You know, I've had it just be that thing where it's like, yep, paid 5 and it died. But, boy, is that a must-kill. Super must-kill. Here we can take a Corpse Cobble. I guess, what's our... I don't have... Our creature count is... 13. Our creature count's actually pretty healthy. That's good to see. So we'll take a Corpse Cobble. It's not really a 2-drop, but I like taking it here. Good Vampire here and Scion. Maybe... Anybody having success with... It feels like the Vampire deck should be good, because the black cards are good. Red does have good removal. The uncommon Fireball combat trick and I just see things like, you know, the Ambusher that feels like it should be good in a dedicated deck. And just never... Maybe it's my, you know, Lunar Frenzy, that was what I was just talking about. Maybe I'm already conditioned against red so hard that it's tough, but... With Vampires, you mean, Siriana? Yeah, Fading Hope is some interaction. This is a, quote, 2-drop, but not what we're looking for. And I don't think we want another Larder zombie, but a Blade Brand might make our 2 Larder zombies a little more playable. We like a Blade Brand or a Fading Hope? I think I like a Blade Brand, actually. Or Crawl from the Cellar #2, even. This rares, I'm not too worried about this rare. I like the bounce that has the possibility of giving you a card draw. So 12 seconds. We're stuck. We're pretty full on 3. I think I'm going to go for a Crawl. It's like, it's a little rough to draw 2 Crawls, but it's pretty nice to draw 2 of them spread out over the course of a game. It's just sort of like we get 2 of them early, it's pretty rough. Here I like hating Rise over a Larder zombie. There's nothing really playable for us. Kind of crossing our fingers on getting another solid playable here, but I'm going to hate the Rise. Not playing a Stuffed Bear. Yeah, no. Emergency Bear is unbearable. Novice Occultist, if slots in at 2 at least. So does Sifters, but Occultist does more with what we're doing here. Don't really have the sack outlets we're looking for to make this dreamy, but we'll take it. I guess we have Eaten Alive. That's a start. And really, we need the 2s, so it's good to fill that in. And actually, we did get a Corpse Cobble, too. I forgot that. So yeah, we have actually a couple of sack outlets that could make that work. And the Strangler as well. So 23 cards. Not all of these are great, but we have a deck we could run. Now let's see if we can upgrade before this draft is over. Yeah, Outlaw, not really the card we're looking for, but it's the card we got, so it's probably what we're taking here. A couple of Naturalists in this draft, trying to give if there's a Werewolf drafter, something to play with. But yeah, this is what I was afraid of, or what I signed up for, fighting for in-demand colors. I can't... I guess Secrets of the Key could be decent in certain matchups. I just don't feel like we're running that. Yeah, we're not getting Grave Titan at home from here, of course, but hey, and we can cast our spells, but I think we just need another startle. You know, I love me mana fixing, but we're low enough on playables that we got to take the startle, I think, over cover up and locked. Makes the zombies, we got to do that thing. With these sweet 1-drops, we can startle our own Larder zombie to get the tokens flowing. We probably cut a Consider now. All right, Blade Brand. Wow, look at this. Look at Silversmith and Captain. We missed the boat on white. We almost took it. We almost caught the boat. Some of you wanted to. You all who wanted to would have a freaking killer deck right now. Ours is okay, but white was the place to be. Almost, yeah. I almost want to cut one of these. Plains are what I'm afraid of when we see our Oppo line up across the way, but we'll take the Blade Brand here. I thought about it. Blade Brand is playable for us, so I'm not cutting it. I'm not gonna hate draft when we have playables. Might hate draft a Flesh Taker, although it just seems like the Flesh Taker here means there's nothing to hate draft. Nobody's in white-black, you know? So we could just take another Consider. Could take a Barrage. Let's hate the Barrage from the white drafter. Chances are the white drafter doesn't want a Flesh Taker, but they probably want a Barrage out of the board against us with our... Well, maybe they wouldn't bring it in. We only have the Hound, but in any case, we took it. Sifters that we don't play or something we cut. Could cut a mob. It's a 2-drop. I'll take it. It's possible we decide we need it. I don't think so, though. Another Blade Brand. Moonrager's Slash. That's such a crime. It just feels like red should be able to be paired with something that makes this not happen. I mean, I could take it. I guess we have enough playables now. I should just cut it. And same with this. We're just gonna take some red and white cards from those players. Guess I'll take this one. I feel like... Oh, there it is. I knew I took a card that wasn't supposed to stay in the deck. There it is. Well, we got into the big fight for the big pair, that being blue-black, and now we got to decide what to do. Our creature count is at 15. Doesn't mean we can't cut a creature, but it's just a point. We are at 15 creatures, so probably want to get rid of spells, although Component Collector could go, and I wouldn't hate that. I think we should just go for quality. I shouldn't worry about exact creature count here. And I should find one more to cut. What is my dog doing? Margaret's being unusually... like, what the heck, doggo? So best for the curve would be cutting something from here, maybe just the Blood Pact, and bringing it in against where the attrition battle is a little more in question. That does remind me that he does get dinner. I usually feed him right now, and I'm streaming. Let me shout out to my wife. Hold on. Rocket will not be hungry. All right, let's call this a deck. Arena it. Hop over here. Remember to switch my stream to change the window. Application, where's... Oh wait, it's down here. No, screens. What? Why isn't it seeing Arena? Oh, there, now it did. I guess I had to maximize it. It found it. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. It's Clara saying hi. It said 7:10. I think we're going to go 9:8 though. We need our blue early as well. So I'm going to switch to some cooler lands and make it a 9/8. And figure out who I'm playing. I don't even know. And we'll call this Die Larder. A little spoilery, but I'm going with it. Draft went okay. We got into the blue-black lane and it wasn't wide open, but open enough that we got a solid deck. And I was just saying, I think it's going to be pretty draw dependent. If we get our best stuff, we should be fine. If the consequences of the overdrafted archetype show up more, then we might have some trouble. This seems reasonable, though. I don't have any audio. Let's get a little audio. Oppo on the mole, we'll take it. Cobble, decent to see. Especially with a crawl to kind of do some looping. We could like play a zombie and this and cobble to draw, although it's not really what we want to do. Really what we want to do is counter something with flip on turn 3. Maybe we go zombie on 3 and then hold the flip after that. The white... I told you I was worried about planes, and here we go. Jeez, it begins. I wish we were on the play and I'd kept flip the switch up. Well, zombie's a good play now. You gotta attack into it, right? And a backup zombie is nice because they're just going to say, well, they could kill the zombie and things could start to steamroll out of, out of hand. Although we would have the 1/3 to block the attacking token, so maybe this will be okay, especially with a backup zombie. Yeah, so this is what I was worried about. They remove zombie number 1, but we can take out the first 1/1 attacker. Which I like better. Yeah, we got to do, take out this attacker, and then we can make zombie number 2 and hope that's enough. Stinks that this didn't die. It just got exiled, so we don't even get a zombie out of it. Boo. Also, my chat window's gone away because I switched views. Hold on a second. I want to get chat back. Hi, chat. There we go. Let's see. Nothing to do but swamp it, and still need to zombie and hope that it's good enough. Corpse Cobble? Corpse Cobble has flash, or do you mean something else? Cut Purse or something. We didn't have the mana up, but it does have flash. Yeah, Cut Burst would be pretty good with flash. Often these do have flash. All right, so now we gotta. Oh no, they even exiled. My crawl from the cellar does nothing. I'm being wrecked here. Just As if the Magic gods were like, well, if FTK is going to mulligan, but we're going to give FTK perfect answers along the way. Must be. Here, though, we can occultist and... maybe we can't, though. Yeah, I guess we have to. We at least have Corpse Cobble up. But Oppo wrecking us for both of our Death Touchers that ostensibly die for value, not only dying for value in making a zombie token, but becoming crawl targets. Like, this is a devastating sequence of removal for us. Just devastating. I don't think we can win this game. I shouldn't say that, though. It's devastating, but we need some help to win this game, including continuing to find an answer for this thing and finding some removal. We've got Revenge of the Drowned, which we could bounce it and then counter it on the way back down. Blade Brand off blocks would be worthwhile here. So we've got outs. We've got outs, but we need to find outs or we're just going to lose to the power of the rare. No attacks, though. Got him afraid of potentially the Blade Brand that I'm hoping to draw, which is fine by me. And finding a little more mana, also fine by me. We now have Flip and Corpse up. I'm not going to play this till we can try and get some value out of it. I might have to, though. Honestly, it's not like we're producing damage. Yeah, we can take the 2 from the Witch. I'm also feeling like we might be able to send the Occultist and be like, we're just trying to sack it. You know, like we just want to get, but they like. Oh, I'm gonna put him to the test. I still have plays here, and I didn't have good blocks anyway. Yeah, I put him to the test and they passed. But I can also Corpse Cobble and make a surprise blocker. Maybe I do that. Well, anyway, we'll end the turn. I actually kind of like this if we can... Oh, I wonder if they'll go for a combat trick here. Or not a combat trick, excuse me, a pre-combat play. If they give us anything to flip, then we're in great shape. Yeah, okay, nice. Now I actually suddenly like our chances a little more. Because of the Corpse Cobble play incoming. And it's going to become a 4-4. I think I need to go ahead and just sack everything here and get a 4-4. So it didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but we found a backup plan that's going to be reasonable here. But only because Oppo went ahead and... oh, yeah, they had... Never mind, backup plan fail. But let's see. We have... almost Silver Bolt. We can go Silver Bolt Crawl. Make a 5/5 zombie. Might just have to kill the Trapper now, though. And then we can control the board again. So yeah, they tapped it, but now we can... since we drew this, we could go ahead and just kill that. Just trying to figure out a way... What I wanted to do was Silver Bolt... like the 4/4 and then cut Purse it in, but we don't have enough mana to do that unless we stage it for next turn. And I don't think we have that long. So let's just bolt it and then crawl something here. Occultist or zombie? With the Corpse Cobble, I'm going to get the Cultist. It sacrifices better, and we've got a Corpse Cobble in the yard. we'd play the cut purse now. I think I'm probably misplaying cut purse and I'm trying too hard, you know? But perfect play, getting this to 5 and making it so if we kill it, we're in trouble again. But it's what we've got to do if we're not dead. But then do we have any play after this? I mean, we have to block it, so I guess there's no choice. White was so wide open, I felt like we were going to lose as soon as I saw planes, honestly. And now, is there any way to survive this? We can play the occultist they know about just to survey the scene here. Cut purse gives us... Even then, there's still two attackers get through, so we got nothing. Just playing the occultist out to see helps me see better to make the obvious play. And since they knew we had it in hand, we weren't even giving up any info. That was ridiculous. That played out as though after having to mulligan, Oppo got to stack their deck turn by turn against every play we were making. So we lost. Now what? Are they doing anything we want to bring in this for? Not really. So no Rotten Reunion, and because we're low on playables, unless we have something we specifically want to cut to put in a consider instead, I think we're just where we're at. Maybe one crawl needs to go because if all of their removal is exile based, we're going to have trouble getting stuff back. But now we still have the corpse. I'm going to keep it all. We're running it back and crossing fingers. We just don't have much to adjust for. One of the other consequences in best of 3, playing in pod, of fighting for a popular color or color pair, you just end up low on playables and don't have good sideboarding options. Perfect hand except for the complete lack of blue. I'm going to mulligan. We're going to keep this and ship back an island. On the play, mulliganing against a powerful deck is going to be an uphill battle already. So if you have an advantage meter at home, you're going to want to slide it towards FTK. Got a couple of 3s we can play. I'm going to go ahead and just play the zombie and be... although, what do we really want to trade with? Yeah, I'm going to play the zombie because Corpse Cobble from the resulting zombie is a reasonable play to make, especially... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and trade. That's true. I can just, we can try to get a trigger on the Outlaw. Is that worth it? I kind of feel like I'm supposed to trade stuff. But they are green, white. Maybe they'll kind of come up with something better. Yeah, let's wait. The drain on the Outlaw would make up for it. They don't even have blocks here, so we're definitely going to get it if we want it. And what does this do? It starts to... Oh, it gives them the Coven activation. Sure. Yeah, it cancels the damage. The real question is whether we want this in the graveyard, we want a decay zombie out, and we want one of their creatures dead, right? It's not about the damage race. It's about the board state we're looking to have, that we want. What board state do we want? What board state's better for us? But it does make it more palatable to not make that trade. It's a reason. It's part of what goes on the scale. Like 12 pick Silversmith. I mean, Oppo deserves to crush us. We just didn't. The open lane was made available to us too, and we declined, and now we're getting crushed for it. So this is just magic justice, if you ask me. Get my evening back. Go do some adulting after failing here. We could bring that back. Oh, okay. Hope, hope, hope. Don't be so negative, Nelly, Ryan. You got some hope here. We'll put a counter on our zombie, make it 3/3, and bring back our friend. And I'll even go ahead and attack here, I think. Because we get, again, if in order to kill this, they got a double block. That would be amazing for us. And instead, we get the drain, which is going to be better than keeping this back on D for a turn, since we'll have 3 power on defense anyway. If we can find ourselves a land and mill ourselves some critters for this for the second half of the crawl, that would be some value we could get here. And if we just land a couple of times, then the Dreadhound shows up and gives us a chance to come back. And if they're looking to race, I guess we don't have an attack in with this. The question is, do we want to, you know, corpse cobble it for value? But I mean, if we can trade for a 2/3, we should, or a trick. Let's try. Yeah, Hat wanted to chump. I was still willing to trade. Partly to, you know, because we do, you know, if we don't pull anything here with the Amalgam, like, if we didn't have a land, being able to crawl this back would be good. We make a 4/4 and get this back again. But as it is, we have the Amalgam play now, and that even blocks the 4/5. Found a little value here in the cut purse, and we can even crawl it back, although it's too much mana to really crawl it back and actually get the activation. But we can get it back to hand if we wanted. Really, I just want to land in a Dreadhound. Maybe I'm supposed to be aggressive here. But now, yeah, this is great. Picking up the Abomination with the Corpse Cobble up. We're basically offering a trade there, and maybe that's worth just saying, yeah, give us a trade because we could make a zombie token that we would want to cobble. So that's actually reasonable. But at 11, we can also just activate and hold up cobble. Yeah, that's true. Amalgam does threaten to hold it back as well. That's fair. So then maybe it is reasonable to attack with it now. But wide-headed Dread Dog is fine as well. This gets us equally wide, though, Hat, in terms of that. Although Dread Dog paying off for this dying and the token dying is real as well. So fine, we'll do this. And this, and just pass again. And look to make things really difficult by landing the Dreadhound. I mean, Hat's right. If we can land the Dreadhound, the world is our oyster with them at 11. And crawl is a backup plan for the Hound. Hat's no dummy. He can find a line with the best of them. And I mean that. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching Luis and Marshall's stream and watching consensus top 5 player of all time playing alongside my old buddy, who I've long considered myself better than, although at this point, I don't know if that's true. I'm going to go ahead and take this offer. If there's shenanigans, I want the unblockable still around, so we'll do this. Anyway, Marshall's playing with Luis, and they're debating a turn. And Marshall's like, I think you should do this. And Luis is like, nah, I think we should do this. And Luis does his play. A turn later, Luis is like, oh, you're right. We should have done your play. You were totally right. That amazes me. And it's wonderful. That's our game for you. One of the consensus top 5 players of all time got outthought on a turn by my buddy Marshall. Because this game is hard. And you can outthink Luis Scott Vargas in a given moment. Yeah, we're not going to cobble, cross fingers, find a land, and Flyer might be up there with land. We attacked them to 9, play 5, and then they're on a 2-turn clock from there, and we're at 18. This is pretty scary. It's going to be tramply and whatnot, but we do have the 3/6 to block, so let's just keep trying to get there in the air if the mana gods aren't going to give us a land. Yeah, they haven't shown any, and if they use it here, I think that's fine. We'll let, you know, if the amalgam dies, it's okay. Like, still, land Dreadhound is close to GG here, so make him have it. Oh yeah, Mentor Pump, it's on board. I almost don't mind them taking the turn off to do this, but I should have seen that. See, it's actually okay. Like, now it looks like I did it on purpose. Oh man, if we had one more creature there, I think it's just straight lethal. Because we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, if we'd milled one more creature there, it just would have straight been lethal. As it is, Coven with a 6/6. And it counts itself whenever a creature dies, right? So yeah, I think it's still swing all. Just making sure we're not dead to a crackback. Because I guess if they exile this, then they don't have the mana to pump. So I don't think they have the mana to Coven pump and also take out our Hound. So I think that's why we do it. They can't both kill the Hound and Coven pump, which makes me think we should be okay. All right, we were in fact okay. Well, I was obviously super dejected about that game and was being all, oh well, short night, I'm done for. I kind of slapped myself a little bit in the face like, hey, stop that. You got to find your outs. And at least I mentally adjusted my mental attitude and we found our outs. So good us. But I'll try to avoid that attitude from the get-go here and just look for my outs consistently. Although, oh, can't change our sleeves mid-event. That would be too much. Still don't have anything to do here, though. Run this back. I get negative because it helps me handle losses better in a sense, like trying to embrace the future, the likely loss helps me process it better, but I shouldn't do that at the expense of my mental game and looking for outs and stuff. Wait till FTK sees the second one. And also acknowledged, our deck has a much better top end than bottom end. And I will say the Larder Zombie is not great in this matchup because they're pretty aggressive. Like I I've come to appreciate the Larder zombie in a long game, but if I had tools in my board, I would play something else. We don't. Well, this is a keep. Could use something to do on 2, but we gotta play for 1 and options for 3. Hey, look, it's an option for 2. Magic God's paying us off a little bit here, and we'll see if an FTK not doing anything on 2 is huge for us. Huge! Well, they had an answer for the hobbling zombie before. We're going to have to make them have it again. And after that, we at least get to the point where we might have the opportunity to combine Bolt with something. But I'm bracing for the enchantment removal here. Ah, that's all right. It's all right-ish. Wish I had some... Well, Larder Zombie doesn't completely suck here, does it? We can even... Probably want to go Falcon, Abomination, and Zombie. Show them what's up. Oh, yeah. Let's see. They're never going to block a zombie because of the bolt. So, but the cut purse, we're 1 mana away from bolt plus cut purse taking out one of their big boys. I think we just go for the fly outlaw. Oh, bolt has more. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, you're right. We could kill the big boy. Should we drop this to a 1/1? Oh man, I kind of wish we had 1 more mana to do it with. I think for now we actually do just go Abomination Outlaw. I'm going to continue to get wide here, and especially because if we do find a land that we want, then we can even use the Larder to like keep it. We can cut purse bolt the rare if we feel that's more important. And I can't forget my Hermit either. Sack Hermit, counter target non-creature spell, unless they pay 3. So we've got a negate mana leak, effectively. Borrowed Time. We could make them pay for that. What do you think they're going to go for on this? Maybe the bolt, even? Well, we'll see. You think the flyer? I think if they're having to use borrowed time on our flyer, that's probably good for us. I mean, they might have to. But I would be okay with that. Like that's premium removal right there on our mid-pack common. Interesting, going for the outlaw. That's not something I think of as super important, but I'm going to go... actually, I'm not blocking with any of these here, so let's use it to Larder. I still kind of want to put it in the yard, even though, like, I know that we can bolt and cut purse. I just don't even know if we want to. We might just rather just go ahead and take out the hauler. So I'm going to decline, or I'm going to put it in graveyard. Yep. We might draw a land anyway. That's the other thing. We might still end up doing the same, having that option. Yeah, I guess by doing the Larder, and when I did, I gave him the freebie there. We'll take it, but my tapping the Larder just to get a little extra value there probably wasn't right. Yeah, you're right, Viking. Or tapping the Larder, that would have been correct, but I should have tapped the Hermit. You're absolutely right. Simple play there would have gotten that done. Now, though, we just kill the hauler, and we strangle, and that'll be fine too. Let's see. If we kill this becomes a 2/4. We could even... yeah, we don't have the mana for both again, so I'm going to go ahead and bolt hauler, but we can send the Abomination first. It's the only thing that's attacking. Yeah, little edges, right? I screwed up the Larder tap, and it's the difference between a couple, like a point of life and 1/1 still being around. They might have attacked anyway, just to get the exile going, but little mistakes can add up. Sometimes they don't even need to add up. Sometimes the little mistake was the difference. Yeah, it'd be funny. Curse the O-ring. We passed a siege zombie for this, and I was not sure about it. Siege zombie would be pretty good in this spot too, but I am liking what the role that the Strangler is going to play here. This is a reasonable attack if you're going to send anyway, because, you know, we block and kill one, but it's replaced, so it's still getting 3 through. But we'll see if there's what else is going on up here. Yeah, there we go. Duel for dominance. Oh, look. Mr. Larder Zombies Suck is using their removal on our Larder Zombie. Might as well do this. Clearly these 3 aren't blocking. And gonna have to take a chance here and just let this happen. Damage-wise. Dreadhound. Interesting. If only we'd drawn some land. I got a little greedy, it's true. If we send in everything... Well, I'm going to send in everything but the Hermit. Make it look like we're just trying to get wide here, and hopefully they eat the 2/2. I like keeping the Hermit back in case they didn't make those blocks, because we could be dead to a crackback if we're not careful. It worked, but I was conservative about the Hermit because then Hermit can be a counterspell for us potentially. Nobody expects the second Larder zombie. Are we sending it? It doesn't really matter. We're sending everything anyway, except for... I think we don't want to send the Hermit again, but we'll send everything else. Although maybe we don't want to send the Strangler. Cut Purse dies and we can make a Death Toucher. And then we can leave Hermit and Strangler... Well, because they just block it, and then Strangler doesn't have that much value. They're down to one card, though. I think we'll do this. Because then Larder Zombie can find us the land for the Dreadhound. I'm fine with them trading off the Cut Purse, because it's another option. We can actually just disturb the Cut Purse in that case and add another flyer, which is probably better than playing the Larder Zombie at that point. We go shields down on Hermit, but they got a lot of land anyway, so I'm going to do that. We're making a flyer. Now if they play a creature to block, I'm in for the Strangler again, because we'll get, even if they chump or trade with the 1/1, we get to put it on the wolf or whatever, so that's fine. And 2 in the air, Larder Zombie, hold up, flip the switch, and Hermit means almost no spell can get us. So we're just going to send in the air and protect. Farmer is fine. Hermit can't counter it anyway. Should be game though. We're well protected against spells. All right. Well, after being a little negative and feeling like it was gonna be GG, we found a way in 2 and just strolled in 3, kinda. Larder Zombies make an FTK reconsider things. Well, now we're gonna go into the semifinals, I guess. That's how that works for us. Yeah, Mana Leak is old school content, Magic content, just like me. I think Mana Leak might have been podcasting before I was. That's not it. Looking for the people list. Where's the people list? There it is. All right, I'm going to throw the challenge up. I'm not sure if he's ready, but Mize. Cranky old Magic boomer. I can relate to that too on some level, but hopefully I haven't been too down on Magic. I like my community. Let's just say that. Maybe I'll go get a little snack if we're waiting anyway. Wait, are you sure I'm playing Mana Leak? Because now he's trying to compare against the wrong person then. Oh. Hopefully got that straightened out. The brackets show the wrong winner, so Leak was attempting to challenge FTK. There we go. I don't have our black yet, but Larder Zombie into Hermit makes me want to keep this. We got some couple of turns to couple of draws, 3 turns, couple of draws to find our swamp or a third land that maybe helps us cast a different blue card we draw. Like flip the switch. Don't play with me 'cause you're playing with fire. Uh-oh. Now we're out of action. Do you have play with fire meme? Where's my crew with the Rolling Stones meme? I gotta get my son on it. We're gonna lose this game if we don't find land soon. Duncan! Get in my office! Oh, I almost wish this wasn't a land and I could just give up and move on. As it is, maybe I'm supposed to try and play now. We can drop an outlaw to have trades on both of these, barring shenanigans. Well, I wouldn't have to try. I would have quit. If I would literally have scooped if we didn't find a land this turn. But we did find a land, so I'm trying to figure out how to win. I guess it's outlaw, threaten a block. Reading where it says, now I can quit. Yeah. I'll tough it out for the TV. We'll see what happens here. Look, see, we have outs. We totally have outs. We just needed another Larder zombie so we had a play here. Now we've got to hold the Blade Brand. But this flips, so we're screwed. I can't not play anything or else we're just dead to this. So I play with Cultist. And got a chump. Almost certainly they're going to cast an instant or sorcery, but I can't. We're not in a position to be able to not call bluffs. Bat Whisperer. Well, here's the vampire deck I was saying. Feels like it should be something. Not many vampires in the vampire deck so far, but red-black aggro is not something that's come together for me yet, but I feel like it should. I mean, this is still pretty early in the format. Now if we play this and block 2 biggest, they still have the go wides, so we're done for. Not going to show anything more. Graveyard shenanigans here are a little more likely with the black, but since we didn't see them absolutely, I'm not going to bring in Graveyard Hate. And against aggro, we're certainly not bringing in a Blood Pact. So maybe there's an argument for a Component Collector if we think 1/4 at 3 is some sort of blocker that we really need, but probably not, so we're really just running it back. Yeah, that was not going to go our way with stumbling on mana twice early. I'd said something that we even made any kind of game of it there. But I'm not going to talk about getting my evening back. We're going to win 2 more and try to take down this pod. After a mulligan, we're totally going to take down this pod. Keeping this smart-looking mulligan. We are going to be greedy, though, and ship a swamp and hope to find a land in 2 draws. Nah, I like going greed here. I like all my I like when I'm mulliganing anyway. I like to be a little bit greedy and try and luck my way out of it while keeping my spells. And didn't find a spell, but did find a play at least. I didn't find a land, I mean. Here, we'll go ahead and do this. Likely to get blown out, but again, we're not in a spot where we can afford playing around stuff. We just gotta hope Leak doesn't have it. All right, we'll take it. Yep, I took the risk. I'm not tilty at all. I stand by it. I'm generally going to do that. I'm going to go for lucking into a land and having all the spells to be able to stabilize rather than accepting being down that many cards. But it has a cost, and now we're paying it. Stop 3 of the damage and try and draw a land. This is me on 17. I've been pretty greedy of late, especially in best of 1, running 16 here and there. But, you know, we're just not having our luck here in the second round. I suppose second round losses are legit. Let's see, we'll do it on our terms. well, I mean, what do you mean hating Arena? Like, you can hate Magic's variants, but hating Arena doesn't make sense to me. Being frustrated at Magic's clunky, occasionally no magic mana system, that's fair too. All right. It's the game we occasionally don't play. It's fine. This is the attitude I should be able to have about getting mana screwed. Maybe it's easier just like, I don't know, something about me and stakes. Like there's no, the stakes here aren't that high. I guess I like leaderboards, so of course I always want to win the Magic games I play. But I'm less salty when I lose with less stakes, so it's all right. Generally happy with the decisions we made, although, and also trying to own where we just got outplayed tonight. I mean, you can look at being 0-2 against Leak and being like, oh, Ryan just got unlucky. Or you could say, hey, Ryan utterly failed to act failed to act hard enough on the openness of white cards during the draft, and as such, ended up with a much weaker deck than he should have. That's a fairly reasonable thing that you could say to me right now, too. So, yeah, sure, we can grumble about mana and or brush it off as just another one of those variance losses, but we can also look back at actually the decisions I made and see where there were really important decisions I could have made differently that would have led to a better deck. I did have justifications for the road not taken, for not going down the white path. And there are many worlds where the packs contain rewards for us not going down the white path, right? So, I think that critical pick was Startle versus Zombie. I think it was pack 1, pick 4 or 5. Maybe it was pick 5 even, and there was the difference between 4 blue cards and a black card versus a 3-2 split. Yeah, I think it was that. And I think if we had gone stuck with blue and really married blue only, we would have ended up in a blue-white deck that would have been better than where we did end up. Nonetheless, we also had a deck that could have won some more games if variance didn't crap out on us, but that happens too. So I just want to own the things I could have done differently and not sweat the stuff that is the game we signed up for, which includes non-games. Oh well. Bye, YouTube friends. We'll catch you in the next Invitational, and we got our own Invitational tomorrow, of course, which is the Gauntlet. You're all invited to come watch the Gauntlet. That'll be fun. Let's see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.